I'm there. I think we're live now.
No.
I lost track of the countdown.
Oh no.
It's
What do
all
we
good.
do? So the only question is, did you order the red headphones?
No. Stick with the blue for now.
Okay. Fine.
Are you saying I need red?
No. I'm not saying anything. Just here on Double Funnel TV Live.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
Oh, it's much easier.
With the light shining in your face?
As opposed to hearing, your thoughts coming out of the top of your head.
You know what? Maybe direct from the source is best.
That's fun.
How was your weekend?
Good. Worked on the book quite a bit. Thought quite a bit. It's the biggest thing when you're working on a book is, for me at least, it's sequencing and things like that. And recognizing what I have, recognizing maybe where the gaps are, those kinds of things.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I actually have a meeting with Sean right after this. And I'm taking the first 2 chapters. There's a lot more of it done than that, but I started.
Oh, you have 2 chapters to show him. I was like, what do you mean you're taking them? Are you taking them from Sean? Is he you're snatching them?
No, so I spent the time then sequencing information over the weekend, starting to put it in order and all that. So, like I say, it's always interesting when you do this. Never happens exactly the way you think it's going to, or the way you want it to.
Right.
Just kind of crazy. And it's interesting because I'm going to see another friend who is going through a very serious health battle, but the way he is taking it on is phenomenal. I mean, it's a battle, and he's fighting it hard and doing extremely well because of that. It hasn't been easy, very difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's part of, that's the reality of this book is it's not that bad stuff's not going to happen.
I love your title. Are you set on the title too, by the way, now?
Yeah, I tweaked the subtitle, but yeah, the title is set. The title is That Sucks, What Now? Life Lessons to Take You from Surviving to Thriving. And that's really what it is it's not a matter that we don't go through stuff. We all go through stuff. And but it's what do we do with the stuff, and all that. And so and you start to, again, from my side, I wanted to make sure that, and I've said it a couple times early in the book, is I'm relating these stories not because this is about me. These are the experiences I have lived through and some decisions I have made because of doing that. So it's, you got to have the context in order to have what to do with that context,
Right.
Which is on one side why I'm also talking to friends who have been through some pretty gnarly shit. And
I understand.
And sharing some of the things they've done. I mean, I've got some, it's really funny. You don't realize kind of how cool your friends are. And that's not saying it from a status standpoint, but from wow, they've done some pretty impressive stuff. You know, they fought through some pretty cool things, and people need to know. I mean, I've got one friend that was not blown up once. He was blown up twice in Afghanistan.
That's not usually something you like.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not only, and he comes out of it, and his Purple Heart license plates are "nice try." Now that's funny. Come on.
What?
That's funny. He comes out of it with a sense of humor.
Oh my gosh.
So that's really what the book is about, is that encouragement. And, you know, how do you find that in yourself? I mean, he had to find that in himself. You know, sometimes you just have to find it in your being, you know.
In your being. I understand that. I even thought how easy it would be to turn around and write a similar book, not to the one you're writing now, but the one you already have, except digital marketers. The people that you know, that they're just all right there.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, Bob Bodine wrote a great book called The Power of Who. And, you know, who are your who? And he basically says, everybody you need to know, you already know. You don't need to know anybody else, because everybody you know already knows everybody you need to know. And when you go, that's a pretty broad statement and all that. But when you start to really think it through, it's really true. It's pretty cool.
That is a broad statement. I don't know if I could just jump on board with that one.
Well,
maybe because I just feel like it's nice to grow.
Well, it is nice to grow, but I mean, I've had to think about that a little bit. But the reality is, your closest who's, you know, the power of who you know, like, is pretty awesome.
Fair.
Yep. So what you playing with over there?
Me, at the moment, I am actively playing with Book Like a Boss to, in a very big hurry, ensure that it is working the way it's supposed to. Please work. Please have worked. You booked before I could do it. We'll make it work. So Book Like a Boss, we did all the upgrading. We added my husband, got him on the same lifetime deal that we got you on, remember? Right. And then I told everyone else to go get it. If you didn't get it, that is on you.
Yep.
But in doing so, I went to go work on his account. And remember how we had the calendar issue with you and I, where I set yours up and it added my calendar, and it even added your calendar to mine. And they have a browser issue. It's a known issue. They just don't necessarily have a great way to fix it. And you have to open it up and like clear your cookie cache and then reset up your calendar. So I would definitely recommend clear your cache for Book Like a Boss. You don't have to do the whole cache, just Book Like a Boss, which is easier for me to do on Safari. It was harder for me to do on Chrome. Chrome, I just said, F it. Just cleared the whole thing. And then go do it, and then never let anyone touch the calendar aspect again on your computer. And I'm sitting there like, not angry, but not happy, because I was like, that doesn't work. I am an agency. I set up funnels for other people.
Yeah. Makes it really hard.
I can't have one computer per client. That's just not sufficient. So I just have to clear my cache out before I work with any other client or log back in. I was just like, so I had somebody hosted right here, right now, messaging me and going, you didn't show up to the meeting. I'm like, you're not supposed to be booked at 9. Sorry about that. didn't show up on my calendar either. So it's all fixed now, but I do recommend you go fix it. I have to go fix my husband's and a few other people's today too.
Yeah, like mine.
You want to bring your computer by the meeting tomorrow. Get it done that way so it doesn't touch mine. They're trying to fix it, but apparently whoever they use for that aspect of it, because that's the security aspect, it's not the calendaring aspect.
Right.
So they don't have a lot of say on exactly how it works, but it goes through browser and cookies. That's that bringing in that that secure calendar and making that link connection there. So
Got it.
It's all
What
good.
fun. Absolutely.
Always, always, always. So that means I will be probably rushing away from our Thursday because it looks like he booked at 10, but that's all good. All good in the hood. So I'm going to give you 3 options and I'll let you pick.
Okay.
For today. How's that?
Sure.
It's Monday, right?
Last time I checked.
I know, right? I do have some social media stuff that I can do. Kind of showing Relay that and some of the issues, but more like on the scheduling side with Content Studio today. I could do your website, or I can show an introduction to see, I wouldn't say an introduction. I would say a crash course. How hard is Cartridge to learn? Because we'll be moving some stuff over there.
I would say let's do my site, because once that's there, then I can work on it other times too. Makes sense.
It does. So let me go over to here. Let's do. I noticed Kyvio didn't get switched over to the different secure site stuff like they were supposed to over the weekend.
Which means?
It's still secure. They were trying to switch providers. Oh, you know what? For yours, I actually have to log in. Oh, you know what? We were going to build yours on mine. That's right. That way we can switch it over anywhere. Whoa. Oh, it helps when y'all can see what I'm doing.
Be much easier.
Let's see. And why don't you read off Jeremy's question there while I...
Mind if I ask a question not related to funnels?
Sure.
South African businesses appear to have this only for geniuses images they share on their page. Nothing to do with their business, just random. Am I the only one who finds this annoying?
Only for geniuses, images they share on their page.
I'm not
Can you
sure
give me a link, Jeremy?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, pop in a link so we can see what you're talking about.
Like, I'm trying to think if you're doing it, if they're saying it as a way to be like almost like
authority.
Yeah, goad the person into buying. Like, the only reason you wouldn't buy is if you're stupid.
Yeah, I have no idea what the question or topic is there, so that's very difficult.
I mean, this is kind of what it reminds me of, these only for geniuses images, where it's asking you like weird math questions that are gotchas. This one's like one of my least favorite ones right here. Because the algebra person in me is like going, oh, the trick is going to be order of operations right here, right? And that's not really the trick, because it's easy to figure out, you know, the cup equals 10. Then if that equals 10, these equals 5. Okay, well then the fries, if that equals 5 and, you know, these equals 2. But then they come down here and they trick you and they only put one fry in the picture. That's what I think of. There's an example. All right, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, I want to
see if it's the same one that I'm talking about. Yep, it's. Oh wait, did I? Did it?
says content not available. Didn't work for me.
Oh, I'm wondering if it's in a private group, Jeremy. I'm not in that group. Persona recruitment photos. Shouldn't be. You got the same response though?
Yeah. Same response.
Or yeah. Huh. No love. Let me know if you have another one, Jeremy, and I will take a look at that. And
Yep.
wrong one. Scott will let me know it's ready.
I will.
You look like Sean, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Ha. It's all good. All right. We were looking at, and I wouldn't call this funnel hacking.
Well, this is the use of the funnel tool in a different way.
Well, and this actually, I mean, it works really nice because, I mean, a website can and should be some sort of funnel. You are still, it needs to serve a job, right? And so if we're looking at, this page right here, hope he took a screenshot. I kind of want to see what he's talking about here.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up myself.
He's like, I want to see.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's exactly what I was just covering. These only for geniuses ones, which by the way, this one has 2 different answers.
Why does it have 2 different answers?
Because if you'll look, so 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 5 is 15, 2 times 5 is 10, 5 times 5 is 25.
25, right.
Or it could be 1 times 5 is 5.
Why could it
and
be
both
1
would
times
be
5?
both numbers are out of sequence, so it depends on which direction you're going.
Got it.
Because this one's 2 times 5, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right.
So it just depends on which direction you're opting for.
Okay.
Those are actually, I can cover those. Why? Let's see, his was, they share on their page. Yeah, so this is why they share them on their Facebook page. It really comes down to simple this. They're gaming the algorithms to get all those comments, because people start arguing about the answers. People feel like they have to answer. I do them all the time. I like going in there and finding the gotchas and pointing at people and laughing a little bit and saying, ha, 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 you forgot algebra, order of operations got you. And then every now and then, like the fry one, they'll come back to me and like, ha, 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 you didn't pay attention to how many fries there were. So people start getting in there. It's like saying something about politics, saying, Hillary Clinton sucks. What are your thoughts? It's like a T-ball. You're just putting it up there, clink, and getting people to comment. So my kind of thought on those as far as using them for social media is a little mixed. Like, rarely do they relate to your business. And I mean, if you're just looking to game the algorithm, that's cool. It doesn't add anything necessarily to your business. So even if like 100 people comment or like your page because of it, how did your business benefit?
Right. Good point.
So as an occasional use, sure. Like, I just find them funny. If you can write up something that says, keeping my mind sharp, or I don't know. For business use, at least brand it, right? Kinda.
Yeah.
Puzzles. All right, let's see. So this is not exactly funnel hacking, but it is a website. And if you will look at it, all this can be built in a funnel. You do not need a normal website for anything but your blog. Blog would be the only one that I'd say, like, keep your WordPress, get something that matches. This guy doesn't even have a blog at all. He focuses on getting attention and that organic, instead of SEO, organic social, by his Instagram page, his Facebook page, and I guess his Twitter. I've never actually looked at his Twitter. So we've got Instagram, 1.2 million followers. This is where he really focuses. And he does a lot of videos just while he's working out. And he'll take a video, post it up there, and that's where he gets his stuff from. Facebook is another big one, kind of same concept, same videos, just in Facebook format. They are posted separately and natively to each one. Kind of serious with Twitter. See what Twitter is. Oh, it's gonna not be nice because I'm not logged in. All right, so gotta follow him too. Same thing, exact same freaking content, but it's getting different love on all of them. It's getting shared by different people on all of them because they have different audiences. So instead of doing blogging, right, he went instead and he does it on social media. I'm actually surprised he didn't add LinkedIn to the mix, right, since it's the exact same content. But it really is the exact same content. I'm like scrolling really fast. There's nothing in between. So that's how he skipped over blogs. Oops, so I see. One of his didn't go to, going to wrong people. David Goggins. Here we go. Let's go build a new funnel. Sure, we'll call it lead gen. Oh, you know what? We're not going to do it that way. What am I thinking? We're going to go over here to our core funnel template. I believe that's the one. Let me just check.
Are you going to move this into my account afterwards? How are we going to do it?
Yeah, I can't move. If I build it in yours, I can't move it or save it. Whereas I have that little button that I can do it. High converting homepage. Make sure this is the right one. That is the right one. So we're going to go over here. And we're just going to copy this to myself. So this is one of the reasons I actually want to move over to Kartra. So when we do all these funnels in the morning, it's incredibly difficult for me to share these with people. So if I do a blog post and say, hey, would you like to get this? I can't share it with people. Can't make it easy. Can't sell it either. That was one of the things that caught my attention with Kartra.
Got it.
Not that I know that, so that might be something I just, I'll do maybe on my own. Where do we go? Do I have to refresh it? Oh, page 2, that's why. There it is, hiding.
Got it.
Book website. There it is, speaker. Book website. All right, we're going to turn off most of these for the moment. It's really what we just needed is get one homepage done and copy the homepage over and over again.
Right.
So we're going to go to the high converting homepage here. Then we're also going to pull up yellow colors. Is the copy, do you feel like it will be the similar, or are you changing from significance expert? Are you pivoting?
Yeah, international speaker and trainer as opposed to a title.
I got you. So what is, I'm going to make you talk while I work. What is making you make, what is inspiring you to pivot?
Well, it's a, it really comes down, it's a fairly long story, but it's the going through a near-death experience, living things that people haven't lived, having a pretty good portion of the book done regarding that, and never really coming with it. I never really supported the start of that was the significance expert title, that it was really more about significance than success. Success is kind of the achievement of a goal. Significance is the meaning behind the achievement. That it's more about meaning than it is about simple achievement. And that's actually what we see in our millennials these days, is millennials have tuned into that it's far more about significance than it is about success. It's about having some meaning behind it all and doing all those things. And so I have been working on and off for a significant period of time now, trying to share that message and or test that message. That's what you do a lot of times, is you test the message the best you can. So we made the move to the significance expert as the titling, right? And this is one of those where sometimes it becomes more important to you than it becomes to the marketplace. Well, that doesn't work. Simply the marketplace has to be as interested and excited about it as you do to really make it work, right? And
they do.
Through testing, through putting it out to people and around people and different things, it certainly portions of it had legs, but not all of it, not the whole significance thing. And so in the meantime, what tends to happen to me, because I've sold a lot of stuff from stage and because I've had, some pretty decent success across a variety of different areas, people then come to me with a product or a series of products or a this or a that, and you go, well, instead of this, I'll do, or there's only so many hours in the day, right? So you end up working on what that particular opportunity is at that time. And then you find out that, you can sell a lot of stuff, you can do a lot of stuff, but are you really doing what you've been put here for, kind of thing?
Yeah. So here's one of the first things that I can say. This is something I don't like about Kyvio. And we've had to do this several different times. Here is having to go back and forth and change every single one of these because the header one doesn't change the colors like it's supposed to.
Right. I've noticed that
so
too.
I've gotten some gold here. I like the white. I'll go with white. So then I've got to go over and do each one. Go ahead. Your opinions matter.
Anyway, so so what's happened is, even though we're making great progress doing certain things, and we've had products come to us and opportunities come to us and different things. A friend of mine who is he's just a great guy, and he's a highly respected guy, a very smart guy, all those kinds of wonderful things, right? And we started talking, and he goes, he just encouraged me to finish up and get the book out that I've been working on for a period of time. He said, quite frankly, we need that book. And so, sometimes it takes a while to hear that, and you got to hear it from a few people. And he finally said it loud enough and hard enough. And when you start looking at a variety of different things that have happened along the way, it does make a lot of sense, and that now's the time and all that. And so, but it's a little softer presentation of the message um, as a speaker and trainer, as opposed to, categorizing as this. In other words, instead of hanging around significance, instead of significance being the lead topic, significance becomes the subtitle to it. Right? It's still part of the story.
Yeah.
It just happens a little differently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's really about being a speaker and trainer, as opposed to hanging it all on that description of the topic.
That makes sense.
And so it's so it really came through a big part of it, and even the title, and a big part of the issue that I've had, and I'm not the only one who has these issues. So hopefully this helps some people out there. Is I couldn't get comfortable with the title, and it's, believe it or not, it's kind of hard to put the whole thought process together if you can't get the title. And then,
now, is this the title you ultimately went with?
Yep. So this is ultimately the title now, is because what it really became is, how do you really respond to something? Well, and that's what he and I were talking about, is all of a sudden I went, well, that sucks. What now? And so that was really a combination of a couple things. I got interviewed on a friend's TV show back in December. And she said, after going through a near-death experience, you had to have some questions. What questions did you ask yourself? And I went, what now? And then I stopped for a second and I went, actually, I've never asked myself that question. Why would that pop up in this conversation? And so what was interesting to me is I've looked at all these opportunities over the last few years in kind of the, is that what I'm supposed to do? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Again, just I can't be any more open and transparent about this. I'm not suggesting I've done it all right by any stretch of the imagination. But that's why Bob said you need to get the book on, because you're not the only person that's been hung up on stuff, right?
On stuff.
And so
that makes sense.
That's actually the way the book starts. It's S****** happens! ! Now, if you notice, there's 4 asterisks. So it's not what you're thinking, because it's stuff happens. And anyway, it's funny how when you get, it takes, that's what masterminds are all about. That's what getting with creating wisdom circles and creating, getting around people that have wisdom and knowledge and, are there for you, right? That's why you do all those things. So it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's got blind spots. Everybody's got stuff.
How can you increase your personal significance in the world? What is going to be, here's a good one.
That's, that was an attempt to pull in people with a survey. But again, it's interesting to me. Significance is about meaning. And some people took the word significance is about being better than somebody else. So that was another one of the issues with branding and things like that, was it seemed to not hit the point. So that's why we all have bad stuff that happens, or not great stuff. It's not necessarily bad.
Right.
It just is, right?
I get that.
And so that's why when I was sitting there talking, it's a combination of what I said with my friend about the show and how do you really respond? Well, that sucks. You completely severed your Achilles tendon. That sucks. You got divorced. That sucks. You had a stroke. That sucks. Right? And so, I mean, that's the real answer. That sucks. What now? And so that's how it came about. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because it's so intuitive to human nature. Like, I feel half of life is just like,
It is.
well, tried that out and that sucked. All right,
Yeah.
next.
Exactly. And
I'm not laughing at you. I am laughing at just how amazingly normal, that in my head, in some way, shape, or form, I'm going, well, that didn't effing work out the way I was planning it.
Well, and that's really kind of what that's exactly what the book is about, right? And what I've developed is kind of the formula to get yourself through it. And the good news is it's a formula that anybody can use and anybody can accomplish.
Right. Second reason I'm leaving Kyvio, not loving them right now, we'll say not loving, is this right here, the drag and drop where I can't do it easily.
Yeah, the drag and drop.
All right, let's tighten that up. So I am moving it kind of over to the left, similar to the David Goggins page. And the reason for that is I like the idea when you are talking about a speaker, right, or a trainer, a coach, where you are the brand, right? You need to have your picture there. Like, you've got to be the one that people can recognize.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Totally. And again, I mean, it's funny what as you go through these iterations of different things, and
where you grow as a person.
Well, you do, and you say, well, it's not about me. Well, it's not about you, but it's kind of about you. Meaning, if you're telling the story that you've experienced, and that's been part of my thing too, is no, that's not the title. The title is That Sucks. Now what?
I thought it was. I mean, how did we get on the other one?
I was just telling you how it starts.
Oh. Correcting me.
Well, I just happened to see it. It's like, but we have to have Design Pickle do a book cover.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to put something together.
I know,
like, we haven't chosen fonts.
I know.
I know you know the process.
But isn't it, like I say, I think sometimes people go, well, how come you didn't come out with that immediately, or how come you didn't do this or do that? It's not like I've been sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
You do what you know, you do what you can,
Here's what when everybody says stuff like this, right? And it happens on a regular basis, right? I just go look at Starbucks' logo and all the different iterations it's had. They're a major corporation. They had money. You change. You have to change with the times. Imagine having the same logo that you had for, like, one of these older companies from like 1850. It might have some cool hipster cash right now, but I mean, It might be completely irrelevant. It might be hard to do things with. It may not fit on social media or all sorts of different stuff, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be able to be agile. Agile is like a must in today's world.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know, we live in this immediate gratification, me, now. You know, you're making me wait for this. Are you kidding me? And
you can't make me wait.
I know, it's just like I got the attention span of a gnat. So what are you doing to me? You know,
I've got the attention span of a fly. All right, I am far above a gnat. Don't
far
classify me with
evolved.
those people.
You're far evolved.
I'm evolved. Obviously, the words here. We're gonna have to get something else. Let's see what kind of font we can give it. Petua. Ooh, no.
Do you want like subtitle type stuff in there, or what do you want in there?
I'm just gonna put something generally, right?
Got it.
And then I am going to actually let you come in here and edit.
That's fine. Well, that's what I was really, you know.
Yeah.
I want so that I can do that. You know.
Yeah. In fact, let me see over here. Page options, typography, link color. I want that to be the same. Link hover color. Do white. Maybe I'll pick a blue so it looks like a link. That way, if you link to it, it'll be that kind of gold color.
Nice.
Let's see. He's got, this is actually double justified.
Both sides.
Let's see. That sucks. Now what? What's the book about again? Is it actually chronicling your life?
Yeah.
Incredible life from perpetual victim. Incredible life. Moving through. Amazing.
Well, part of the concept of the book is it an unfortunate event or is it a life-defining moment? And you know, the truth for the vast majority of us is it's up to us to decide. You can look at issue after issue after issue after issue, and you can say, well, you know, that sucks.
I'm going to let you refine it some.
Right.
Writing
No,
copy on the fly is hard. But the idea is we got something there. He actually has this left justified as well. But I do not have a view. I don't care if you come get it at my office or how we figure it out, but I need a good picture of you with a transparent background. This like little thing right here. Now his is a double image,
right?
Which I think is interesting. So his transparent background isn't just him here. The transparent part is over here and his old him in the background, but this is just the background in the back. So I need a sharp picture of you, a more recent image of you that looks like you more. A lot of you've done some amazing things. So you have some images like this, but they're.
I know.
It's been a while.
No, some are. Yeah, some are. Some are fairly recent though.
I'm not. No hate. No hate. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this one. And I'm going to move it lower. You've obviously got tons of those, I know.
Tons of those. What are those?
Places you've been seen on.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a super simple, let's see.
CNBC.
Subscribe. I would recommend getting one specially
QVC.
done that looks really well in the context of how you're going to use it. I tend to actually like the ones that are not color, that are like that dark gray on a see-through background. Button, video, image, box. What am I? Form. Here we go. I was hoping for a really simple form. So we're just going to see if we can make one up on our own.
I just sent you one that's fairly new.
Trying to think if I can even do an inline form here. What did you send me? So here would be another limitation of Kyvio that's frustrating me is I can't do some of the fancier forms, but we're going to try it out using some columns inside. Ooh, it will let me do a column inside. Shorten that up. Shorten you up. Oh, it's not going to let me do anything shorter than that. When was that one from?
Year ago, maybe a little bit more.
I'd still like, I mean, we can use that one for now. I'd like a fresher one that's taken in the more modern style. So this is partially dated too. So it's got a lot more light on it. So I feel like this is a little different because he's black and he's wearing a giant white uniform, right? So one, that's just striking anyway. But there's a lot of light.
You want me dressed as a Marine? That's it. Okay.
I want you dressed. You know what? All men would look better dressed as Marines. I'm pretty sure there's a true statement in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Back to the form, getting distracted. That is how you get a girl distracted. We get distracted too. Email input fields. So we're going to put that here. We're going to take out this terrible word, email. Enter email. Put a little mail icon. Required. So nice and simple. I don't see any other settings I can fix there. And then we're going to copy this button. All right. Oops, wrong one.
Now that's cool, isn't it?
What's that?
Well, it's coming together nicely. I like the look, right?
It's getting there. Subscribe. Can I do subscribe now? It doesn't like me. One thing I will say I'm not doing right now is worrying about any of the fonts. So this is definitely one of those where I think fonts are important. Minimum heights. Preserve columns on mobile display. No, I did not want that happening here. Font size width. Oh, I had space. It was self-limiting. Go back. Da-da-da-dun-da-dun.
I like that.
I'm working on it. Oh, it was going to butt head. All right. So not perfect. Let's see if I click down here. I've still got a lot of space I don't like. I'm not positive that that's going to show up. All right, let's go here. We're going to make this all black. I don't over select. Actually, we're not going to make it, you know what, we're going to make it black for now. What did he say? Oops, I just deleted it. History, last tab. Sign up for a free copy of the introduction to. Sign up for a free copy of the introduction to. I'm going to need some spacing.
Padding.
A little bit. You know what? I'm not going to do that. We'll do underneath the bottom. Let's see what that looks like. Not loving how that sets up. I mean, that's something that can be worked on.
Yeah, that's all padding on both sides, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's...
That's listening.
You're listening.
Well, you were saying something and then you stopped.
Oh, did I? You should know by now that I just trail off.
Yeah. It's like, well, we're having a conversation. All of a sudden, what?
Let's see if we can do that. And then maybe take off some of this padding. I wish this part was simpler. This is definitely one of those I wish was simpler. Let's save it. I'm going to get it done today. That is my goal.
Yay.
Introduction is such a big word.
It is.
Can't use big words.
Why not?
Because they don't format nice.
Center it.
I'm actually going to go to the other side.
Well, that's
I'm going to
idea.
justify it.
I like it. Actually, I like that idea.
There it kind of cuts in. So sign up for a free copy of the introduction to That Sucks. Let's try.
You might want to put the rest of the name in there. That sucks. Huh? Let's just know this as That Sucks.
I'm taking that from him, so y'all know where I got that.
I know.
Can't hurt me, and then he has Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds.
Right.
He mentions it all together there. But here he just uses the first. That's just where I'm coming from.
Got it.
What is it? Here's you're going to think about, because I have to leave right at 10 as my voice leaves anyway. So my voice is already checked out.
Okay.
But as you're thinking about it, so yes. I mean, as featured on, you have that, right? So one, I want a list of all the places you've been featured on, right? Yep. That the more recognizable to your audience, the better. But then I also want you to ask yourself, what do you want to be known for? So he has pure inspiration and athletic achievements. And then social media is like the equivalent of his blog. We've already talked about that. So we can cover that later. And I think actually moving people to social for you in this direction, and we can talk, hopefully you'll come to the meeting tomorrow. We'll talk more about this afterwards. Okay. But I want to know the two things you want to be known for. So if somebody read the book, you know, what is the number one thing they're going to get out of it? What are you known by? And that's one of those, I think it would be cool. I actually kind of want to know this legitimately. I would love to see you go do Sally's thing at howtofascinate.com before we do any more work on this.
I've actually already done that.
You did? What were you?
I gotta remember. I don't remember.
What do you remember? You don't remember who you are?
I'm looking.
But I think knowing exactly how you fascinate, especially for the authors, trainers, coaches, speakers, this is really great to know. But to figure out what makes you super interesting, to make sure that that's embodied in the entire book as well, that it works with you, that we can put that in there, that we have the thing that you're known. So I kind of feel like That second one will be selling from the stage or something of that sort, or something that, it's your big achievement, right?
Right.
Being on 1 million stages,
Right.
selling a lot from the stages. And then as far as the information goes, making sure that we can really start to quantify, almost like in a resume format, every single stage you've ever been on and how much you've made on all those stages.
Right.
As much as humanly possible, right?
Makes sense.
One of the things he does have on there is, all of his athletic achievements.
Right.
So you're not working off athletic achievements, you're working off your achievements on stage, achievements in sales. So what are you on How to Fascinate? You still haven't found it yet?
I am looking. I haven't found it yet, but I'll look.
You don't remember anything? Can't even guess it.
No.
All right. Are you coming to the meeting tomorrow?
Yes, evidently I am.
Yes. All right. That will be helpful.
Okay.
All right. Well, bye, guys. I'm going to sign off
See you
and get over
tomorrow.
to our stuff. And we're going to figure out what makes Scott interesting.
That's right.
All right. Bye, guys.
See you tomorrow. Bye.